Hi and welcome back to Spicy, Saucy and Homegrown. This is the allotment edition and we are now sitting at the allotment. The last video you saw us, we was just cleaning down all the rubbish that was there. We've gone to the tip countless amounts of times so far. While I was planning to video all of the steps we were doing, it becomes so overwhelming with the amount of work that we actually been putting into this that we filmed some stuff, and doing the whole editing of the video was just really bad for me mentally. So what I'm going to do now is talk you through everything that we've done on the allotment so far. So let's go and start at the front and I can show you everything we've done so far. It's been about 2 weeks since we last posted a video, and in that time you can tell we've done a huge amount of work. The first step we done was we started on these little raised bed planters, which we just used a simple 6x1 gravel board, the cheapest one we could get hold of, and we got a little support in the corners to dig them into the ground. As we were building those, we had registered on a website called Green Line Arb, which is to connect tree surgeons with gardeners and people that can take stuff. So we had a whole transit load of this green wood chip turn up, which spilled out into the road, so we had to kind of pile it up, do the best we could so we could keep the allotment functioning as we was blocking the road. So what we've done is we've put some paths in around our beds. We've got some plants in as well. These are pumpkins down here. This is the pumpkin patch. We've built this little trellis that goes over the top. We've got cucamelons growing up on this side, and we're going to grow these pumpkins up on that side. As you can see, they're not looking the best, but we've got some pumpkins starting to form on there. Underneath that we had all the black weed membrane we put down. Here we've got our strawberry patch, just starting to get some strawberries in it. One of our lovely neighbours, Graham, come and made a little makeshift strawberry net for us. We're going to modify that a little bit so we can make it easier for watering. But thank you very much, Graham, for doing that. He's kind of helped out with little jobs that we've needed. Next brings us down to our tomatoes. So all of these three beds here are going to end up like this, which is a big string trellis for our tomatoes. I believe we've got about 35, 36 plants. So this has just been a simple 2x2 with string tied to it. We buried the string in the ground as we planted them, and we're just using these tomato clips on the tomatoes to hold them upright. As you can see, they're doing quite well. We are still in May and this one's nearly 4 foot tall. These are some of the later ones we planted down here. They're hardened off a bit faster. Got a lot more at home. We've just been playing catch up with everything we've got. Not being one to shy away from work at the same time, after we had all of that dumped on us, we found this shed on Facebook Marketplace. I believe it's 40 quid. We had to go to Essex, dismantle it, bring it back here, build it. So we leveled the ground out behind here. Found a solar panel as well. We're not connecting that to anything at the minute. We use it to charge a battery pack that we bring down here. But eventually we will try and make it into a solar irrigation. We used one of the cheap sprayers to paint the shed and the box. We also found a big stack of paving slabs free on Facebook. So we picked those up because they're going to make a path in the polytunnel, And they've also made a little patio for the table and chairs, as well as more Facebook finds. Found a selection of pallets, all heat treated ones. You can see they've got the little heat treated logo. Don't want the MB logo, that's the chemical treated ones, which aren't good. So what we've done is we've painted a few up, added some chalk paint in there, and we have put the weed fabric in here, which we're going to fill with soil. And these are going to be a little herb garden up by the patio area for when we're cooking. We can just go and grab some herbs, and it's all available at our fingertips. So the back part up here now, we dug it all out, weeded it, sprayed it with weed killer, put a load of this wood chip down as we needed to get it off the road. And what we've done is we've just built a little patio area up here, old bistro table that I had at my house. Got a selection of logs we are saving. They're fruit logs, so we're going to let them season, and they will become smoking wood for when we do barbecues. Now, this bit took so much work. A whole week just to clear and pull out all the bramble crowns. The bramble crowns were like this big, with roots as long as my arm coming out of them. We must have got 8 bags worth of bramble crowns out of this. So we forked the whole ground, pickaxe out all the crowns. Then one of our good neighbours, Roy up there, come down in the week with his rotavator, give it a quick churn over and level, which got us in a position, so definitely helped me out time-wise. Very grateful for that, which allowed me to dig a little bit more space over here. So this is going to become our sweet corn patch. So we dug this, weeded it, and then this morning we hired the rotavator again from the committee, and we gave this about 6 passes, pulled everything out, leveled it down, wheelbarrowed everything to get it as flat as we can. It's not perfect, but it is certainly so much better than we was anticipating, and a lot further on than I thought we would be at this stage. So the plan is, with this big stretch behind us, is where we're going to have a polytunnel. So we're going to have a 6 by 3 meter polytunnel. So we cut all the way up to the edge of the plot. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to about here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it should bring us down to about here. So all this section is going to be our polytunnel, which we've ordered already. It's a cheap one. We are going to build a wooden base to secure it to the ground, fence post it in, screw it down with a pipe clip so it doesn't blow away, and then pull and stretch the cover as we do that. But we will do a separate build video on just the polytunnel. Just wanted to give you a breakdown of what has happened here so far. The only bit we do have left is this section here, which is really outstanding for the amount of time that we've spent on here. This has been 2 weeks to do all of this, and it's been such a juggle of all the different jobs. Like certain jobs I can do on my own, certain jobs I can't do when the kids are here, certain jobs the kids want help with, and times where people at the allotment have been really helpful and come along to help. So I've just juggled everything in between and got it to the condition it's in. Thank you for all the new likes and subscribers to the channel. It's been very much encouraging to know that people are watching us, taking an interest and seeing everything we're doing it. I'm enjoying doing it. I'm glad you're enjoying watching it. So moving forward, we're going to start trying to segment down the jobs we are doing and how we are building. So next time I build a raised bed, I'll show you how we do that. I'll show you how we build the polytunnel and the base for that, just so you know that it can be done. It is easy, it just takes time and some effort to do. Everyone can do it, you just need to dedicate your time to do it. So once again, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. It's been really encouraging to see that so many of you have done that already and have a 20% growth in a week. It's been huge and very grateful to that. This is Spicy, Saucy and Homegrown, and until next time, see you later.